Hello and welcome to Canguro English. My name is Christian and today is Friday, the best day of the week. And I am continuing on my quest to find the most interesting and also most dangerous places to film in the beautiful Italian city of Torino. Today I want to talk about teaching theory and poetry and about toxic classes, okay? And basically this all relates to an email that I received, okay, recently from a teacher. And this is what he said. He said, he's a teacher, okay? So I've just finished class and I'm feeling really frustrated because today my students asked me to teach with more of a sequence and following the book. They want more grammar on the board, and it makes me feel uncomfortable because they can't see how big English is and that communication is the core of learning a language. Okay? So this is a situation that's quite common where students are pushing the teachers to do things that they want to do, right? And he asked me about my experiences, if I have the same thing. And yes, in fact, my school is not as successful as it could be because students leave. They leave because they want the old-fashioned stuff. You know, they want the workbooks and the exams, and when they don't get those things, they feel like they're not learning anything in class, and so they leave. It's a problem for us as a business, especially with high school students that stop coming because they need to pass the exams in class. That's all they want to do. So you know, this is not a problem that I'm immune to. Okay, now, related to this, I want to read you a poem, okay? It's a poem by somebody called Blythe Baird, and it's called Theories About the Universe, okay? This is the poem. My dog wants a bite of my peanut butter chocolate chip bagel. I know she cannot have this because chocolate makes dogs very sick. Madigan, the dog, does not understand this. She pouts and wraps herself around my leg like a scarf, trying to convince me to give her just a tiny bit. When I do not give in, she eventually gives up and lays in the corner under the piano, drooping and sad. I hope that the universe has my best interest in mind, like I have my dog's. When I want something with my whole being and the universe withholds it from me, I hope the universe thinks to herself, silly girl. She thinks this is what she wants, but she does not understand how it will hurt. And I'm reading you that poem because a good teacher protects you from yourself. You as a student, you might think that you want to learn stuff in a linear way. You might want to open that workbook and finish the worksheet and get the tick. You might want to have the certificate. You might want all those things, but you don't know how much they will hurt. And a good teacher protects you from that. Just like our man in the email. Recently I had a conversation with a friend of mine who's going to English classes provided by the Spanish state government, and he said to me, you know, my English classes, they're so boring, and you know, we're not really doing any conversation in class, and we just have the book and we do the book, and you know, I'm not enjoying my English classes. And I said to him, You need to quit going to those classes immediately. There's no decision to be made. Stop going. And he said, oh, come on. You're a teacher. Don't say that. Your job is to teach, you know? I'm going to class. Maybe they're not the best classes, but I'm still learning something, okay? You don't realize how much it hurts, because what those terrible classes do is they create a toxic relationship between learning a language and what language really is, okay? It's a toxic relationship. So it means that toxic relationship pollutes your success, okay? So you probably won't have great learning outcomes in that type of class. And then when you don't succeed, you're not going to try again, because why would you? The classes are so boring, right? I mean, learning a language is not always fun. You know, that's the reality, okay? I know that, you know? Sometimes it's just damn hard work, okay? But it should mostly be fun, okay? And fun doesn't mean sitting around and telling jokes and, you know, learning by using computer games or whatever, okay? That's not fun. Fun is genuine intellectual stimulation, genuine thinking, okay? Using language as a tool to do stuff. Being curious, learning to be curious, learning about how language and culture integrate, learning how amazing it is that a word has evolved and changed over time and means something in this language and this in something in a different language, and how, you know, those things connect in your brain, you know. That's the fun of learning a language. And of course, you know, the real fun comes when you use it to do stuff. That's the real fun. And so I want to say to you that if you're in a toxic relationship with English, right? Because mindset will make or break your learning outcomes. If you're in a toxic relationship with English, it's time to quit. Just like a bad boyfriend or a bad girlfriend, you should leave immediately. Well, I'm going to leave you now with the beautiful sights and sounds of the Italian city of Torino. And I really want you to succeed, so do what you need to do. I'm Christian, this is Canguro English. See you in class.